Hello guys, welcome back to another video on FPL Bros. I'm FPL Rich and I'm here with MIGS, and today we're going to be going over our Game Week 15 team selection. But first we're going to go over our Game Week 14 review. So let's quickly jump into that. Okay, so let's first jump into our Game Week 14 review. We're kind of recording this right after kind of the end of the Arsenal game and the Man United game. So let's look into our Game Week 14 review. Starting off with me, I'm currently on 53 points. We still have one more game to go, I do believe, with the Brighton and Fulham game. I do have a slight red arrow for this game week. Nothing crazy. Dropped now to 385,000. And it really came down to my captaincy for this game week. I did go for a kind of a differential captaincy, going with captaincy on Haaland. Mainly for the fact that, I did see a lot of people were captaining Palmer. And, I didn't want to, I wanted to kind of, Haaland had a good fixture in that Nottingham Forest game, and it was a good fixture. They did win 3-0, but Haaland didn't really produce in that game. He only got one assist, and overall, he wasn't really playing like the player he wasn't really playing like Haaland. He was not really getting into those spaces, creating those chances, and it's really a bit unfortunate. But overall, I'm on a slight red arrow. Hopefully, João Pedro um, helps out and kind of helps out with some points. But let's move on to Miggs' team.
So now going on to what I have done for game week 14, another red arrow, 37 points, not doing very well. I really need to pick it up, but yeah, 37 points. Two of my players, two of my defenders, Gabriel and Colwell, didn't end up playing, and I still have Smith Rowe and Welbeck that are gonna be playing against each other. So hopefully they'll be able to get some points. But I did put my captaincy on Saka against Manchester United, and it was a little unfortunate. He did have a couple chances, maybe a chance for an assist as well, but he wasn't able to get really much. So I only got 6 points with him, and Mohamed Salah did end up, I believe, scoring and assisting with 18 points. So it probably would have been a better captaincy on him. And yeah, overall, I didn't do well. I did bring in Rashford and Colwell, who didn't play, and both of them obviously didn't produce much.
Okay, so let's move forward to our Game Week 15 transfer plan. I do have one free transfer. I have 1.2 in the bank, so I could really move forward with a good transfer this week. Overall, I'm looking at a couple players to move away from. Mainly in my midfield, I do have Mbeumo and McNeil both having kind of bad performances in the last couple game weeks. McNeil did have a pretty good game this today against Wolves. They did win 4-0. He did manage to get two assists out of there with two own goals from the other team. So a bit crazy. I really wish he scored one of those goals, but yeah, two assists, landing him on 9 points. So overall, not bad, but I do want to get rid of him. He does have really bad fixtures moving forward. He does have, of course, a hard fixture against Liverpool. And Mbeumo does have another hard fixture against Newcastle. Both of these players are two players that I do want to get rid of, but I only have one free transfer. So it's only one player to get rid of. And I'm leaning more towards getting rid of McNeil, mainly for the fact that there are cheaper options to kind of move away from. There is a Rogers, there's Semenyo. So yeah, I mean, I was thinking of moving away from McNeil to Rogers, but that transfer doesn't really excite me. Even though Rogers does have a good fixture against Southampton. But I will be keeping an eye on Semenyo for this fixture. Another player I'm looking to get rid of McNeil from, or McNeil or Mbeumo from, is Matoma within Brighton. But I would have to look for Brighton haven't played yet. Bournemouth haven't played yet. So that Bournemouth Spurs game and that Brighton Fulham game, I'm definitely going to keep an eye on to see which player I'm going to move forward for this transfer. But I'm more leaning towards Semenyo just because he's a bit of a cheaper option. Also, he does have good fixtures as well. Yeah, this is going to be possibly my only transfer for this game week. And let's see how I'm going to be lining up for my game week 15. So this is I'm going to be lining up in game week 15 with a 3-4-3, and I will have 0.9 in the bank. I'm going with Fabianski and go for this one. Pickford does have a very tough fixture against Liverpool. So I do believe Fabianski against Wolves at home is a better fixture, even though West Ham are not performing as good as they are. But Wolves did just lose 4-0 against Everton. Moving forward, I do have a back three of Gabriel, Lewis Hall, and Colwell. Colwell did get benched in this midweek fixture, but I do believe he's going to play all the other fixtures. I still do believe he's a good transfer moving forward just because of his fixtures, and he's also going to get a lot of those minutes as well. It's one of those weeks where he just kind of got the rest and more for that Spurs away fixture. Moving on to my midfield, I do have Saka, Mbeumo, Semenyo, and Mo Salah. I do have my captaincy currently on Salah. I did last week. I also had it on Salah. Then I moved away on Haaland pretty much on the last second, right before the game week closed, mainly for that differential of pick. But I'm definitely not going to do that against Everton, especially with the form Mo Salah is in as well. Moving on to my front three, I will have Cunha, João Pedro, and Haaland going away against Crystal Palace. Hopefully, Haaland does produce, and I'm definitely gonna keep Haaland moving forward just because I still have a good rank. I don't need to panic, get rid of Haaland because Haaland's not the main issue in my team. I'm still going up in rank, even though I don't have Palmer. I'm still going up. It just kind of depends on which player I'm captaining. That determines whether I drop or rise in my rank. But yeah, this is how I'm going to be lining up for game week 15. Let's move on to Miggs's team selection.
All right, so now going on to what I am going to be doing for game week 15, my transfer plan. I do only have one free transfer, and I am going to be doing two transfers. My first transfer, I'm going to be getting rid of Erling Haaland at 15 million for ISAK in Newcastle, 8.4. ISAK, he did get 2 goals up against Liverpool, and his selection rate is at, I believe, like around 20%. So it's a really, really good pick. I believe he does have good fixtures coming up. Next game, he is going to be going up against Brentford, and I think he has Ipswich as well. But definitely a good transfer, especially considering that Erling Haaland hasn't been really producing. And in doing so, this is really gonna alleviate a lot of money. I really I need to really catch up, and I need to better my team as a whole. So with this money, I am going to be bringing in for my next transfer Cole Palmer, and I am going to be getting rid of Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe, he is at 5.7 million, and he is going to be playing at home against Arsenal. But as of late, the last maybe 2-3 fixtures, he hasn't really been producing. He has been getting out a bit early in the fixtures, but haven't really seen too much of a attacking threat. And Cole Palmer, last game he against Southampton, he did get, I believe, a goal and an assist. So I know it's maybe not the best fixture to bring him in up against Tottenham, but considering that Chelsea is a very attacking end, and Palmer is one of those players in which he contributes to his team on the attacking end, I think is a good player to bring in for myself to really improve and get my team and my points back up. Now going on to my team selection, I will be doing a 3-4-3, and I haven't actually done my transfers yet. But if I do these transfers and get rid of Erling Haaland, I will have 1.5 million in the bank. But going on to my lineup, I do have Fabianski playing at home up against Wolverhampton, and then I have a backline three of Rico Lewis, Gabriel, and Mazurai. And then I have a midfield four of Rashford, Palmer, Saka, and Mohamed Salah. And then three strikers, Matheus Cunha, Welbeck, and Isak. And I do have Matt Sells in the bench as well as Colwell. Colwell didn't play last game week, and this game week I am going to be benching him. He does have a tough fixture against Tottenham, so I'm not sure if they're going to be able to keep a clean sheet with the Tottenham that plays very, very attacking. But just some other players here to note out on my team. I do have my captaincy on Mohamed Salah, as he is going to be playing away up against Everton, a team in which I would say is more of a defensive team, but overall their fighting for regulation isn't the best team. So Mohamed Salah has been tearing it up as of late. So I think this is really a good captain for this game week. And then I do have some other players here to note out. I have Palmer playing against Tottenham away. And then I have Marcus Rashford, who this last game week didn't really do much up against Arsenal. He did come in a bit late in the second half, and I believe only got 1 point. But this fixture, he is going to be playing at home against Nottingham Forest. And then my strikers up top, Danny Welbeck does have a good fixture against Leicester, although it's going to be away. And then Cunha against West Ham. These last two fixtures, he hasn't really been producing, but still believe he's a good transfer. And Isak as well against Brentford away. But Gabriel didn't play last game week, but I'm hoping that he'll be ready for Fulham. He should be. If not, Colwell will be coming in for him. But yeah, this is my lineup for this game week. Make sure to maybe leave your comments and make some suggestions on some picks that I could maybe bring in.
And that is all for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys all next week for our Game Week 16 team selection.